good? What's good? What's good?
We in the QC. You like my city?
I love it.
All right.
Queen City. Nothing like it, man. Good vibes, good people. It's just a whole energy, the aura of this place, man.
All right. We'll take it. Considering you from the crab pot.
Charleston.
Tell me more.
The Geechee life.
Geechee.
All day. You know, we different, man. We different. We're definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not. You know, we're very, very misunderstood. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people don't understand our culture, how we came up in their environment. You know, we came up in. You know, we came up in some really, really tough time. You know, so that's one of those things where a lot of the musicians and the artists trying to let people know where we came from and how we came up and what the Geechee is all about. And you know, we straightforward. You know, ain't no faking with us. Ain't no sugarcoating and none of that shit. What you see is what you get all day.
Mm-hmm.
So
what makes the Low Country, quote unquote, holy city?
What makes it?
Yeah.
The people. Definitely. The people. The realness. Ain't no faking like I said, what you see is what you get when it comes down to Charleston. And our accent is what draws a lot of the outside people to us. Our accent. You know, we have a dialect, broken language, you know, some say similar to New Orleans, but I don't know.
Gotcha. All right. So, raised in the Low Country.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your journey on this stardom to independent artistry.
It's a consistent battle. It's a consistent grind. You know, it ain't easy. Mentally, you know, you have to be focused because you could easily get distracted of what's going on around you, and you can easily get discouraged, you know what I'm saying? Because no one yet has really made it with music-wise in the rap game from Charleston, you know what I'm saying? I mean Charleston. I'm not talking Columbia, I'm not talking Florence, I'm not talking Orangeburg. I'm talking Charleston as a whole. You know, no one really made it from the city.
Right.
So you have to maintain your sanity to try to get to that goal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely a consistent grind.
Mm-hmm. So you definitely trying to be on that fast track to Charlemagne the God.
Definitely, man. I can't wait. Listen. I watch that show every day, man. I listen to him on the radio, and I can't wait till I have my turn to be on that show. You know, I mean, it's raw and uncut with them boy, man. You know, they straight up going ask you something that you probably ain't even comfortable with, but you know, I'm ready for it. You know what I'm saying? It's a dream to be on that platform. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one of the biggest platforms in the world.
Right. Well, maybe we're laying the foundation for that.
Definitely.
Yeah. So tell me about your name. How you come up with that? Black Benji?
Black Benji. I used to go by Jambo. That it's self-explanatory, the name Jambo. You know, if you know, you know. But I wanted to change my name when I started taking the music serious. So, you know, we sat around, and my team sat around, and it was just like, go by your real name. And I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna cut it in half. And Benji was the first thing, and I'm like, shit, fuck it, call me Black Benji. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm black as hell, so shit, why not go by that? And that's how we came about with Black Benji. And, you know, I love getting money. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my name was Benjamin for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So, Black Benji from the Low Country. Mm-hmm. But I thought I read something about you originally being born someplace else?
I was born in San Jose, California.
Gotcha.
My parents moved over here when I was a kid to Charleston. I was born in Santa Clara Hospital. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I ain't never really get to explore that place like how I wanted to, you know, because I was a kid. But I definitely going to be making my rounds back sooner or later to see some of spots where, it came up at.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they'd be lucky to have you.
Definitely.
When you arrive.
Definitely.
Show up on the scene. So let's go back a little bit further. Well, let's move forward, actually, not back. What did you want to be when you was younger?
I always wanted to be a boxer. I always wanted to be one of the greats. Muhammad Ali inspired me, watching him coming up. He was one of those fighters where it was just smooth and swag. Everything about him was just so smooth. The shit talking and all that, and the way he boxed it was like butter, man. It was just smooth. And he really did inspire me, and I was training for it, to be a boxer, and my mom wasn't too fond of me being a boxer. They were like, oh, you get beat up in the head and get hurt, and so they didn't like the physical aspect of the sport. So that dream got shot down.
Well, you know how that can be.
Right.
Parents see a different path.
Right.
They trying to pay for the kids.
Right.
So that's understandable.
Right.
All right, so let's just throw a little something in there. Let's talk jewelry.
Right.
Diamonds or gold or silver? But I see you got on gold.
Gold.
Why?
It symbolizes me, man. Gold is a solid. You know what I'm saying? I'm a solid dude, man. I ain't never fooled, I ain't never been, and I never will. I just feel like it represents me, strength, you know what I'm saying? And absolutely, it's Cuban. And so, I love gold. I love gold, man. I love gold. Nothing against diamonds, never did. It's just me. I had several chances to buy diamond chains and shit like that, but I just love gold. You know what I'm saying? I love the Cubans. I love the links. I love it symbolizes strength for me.
All right.
And I'm a big dude. I'm a solid nigga, man. So,
yeah. We'll take it. All right. So, you said gold solidifies a lot for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's solid.
Mm-hmm.
So, what solidified your entry into the music industry? What lyric? What verse? What song? That
people picked up on me with?
Yeah, your first lyric or song.
My first lyrics was like this before I started releasing music. My brother was initially the music head, and he used to record music and make beats, at his apartment, man. And I used to always go down there and watch him. And I was kind of fascinated with it, you know what I'm saying? And I went there one day, and he was doing some recording with one of my family members, and I'm like, man, let me get on the track, and he was like, write you a verse. So I ain't writing no verse. It was like 2 bars or something like that. And we laid it down. But nothing, it wasn't nothing serious. It was like a couple words, man, but I'll never forget that day though. He was that from right then and there, I got inspired. Mm-hmm. Right then and there, at that moment. I knew.
So can you spell us a little something from that lyric?
I can't remember. That was a long time ago. If it comes to me, I'll spell it for you.
All right, we'll take it. So how long you been doing music? So you
I was in music since
that verse,
right,
lyric, and bars.
Mm-hmm. I was in music for since I was like 15, literally. But I started releasing music like 2.5 years ago. So I started releasing music late, you know what I'm saying? I never took it serious. Most people would be like, man, you need to go ahead and drop something and that. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I just was doing it as a hobby at one point. That's because I like to be in the studio, just hearing yourself in the headphones and coming through the speakers. And I moved to Atlanta at one point in time, and I started seeing these cats will go to these shows and spit their balls or whatever, and this older head was like, yo, man, I hear your music, man. You need to take that shit serious. And at that point right there, I stole, it went over my head, and I moved back to Charleston, and that's when I met my wife, and I just had this energy that came over me like, yo, you need to get back in music. So I started back buying equipment and stuff like that and computers, try to get back into recording, You know, I used to hit the studio. And from me being in Atlanta, moving back to Charleston is what that drive that came back. And ever since I moved back to Charleston, I ain't never stopped.
All right. So I ain't trying to check you on your age or nothing like that, but from 15 and on, you've been on the fast track, and now you here.
Yeah.
So what's your inspiration?
My inspiration is everyday life. You know, every day, everything is a lesson. Everything is motivation, whether it's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't take that in consideration. You know, even when they go through shit, you know, people just be like, oh man, I'm going through this and da, but not knowing the bright side of it, that, you know, every day we wake up, you know, you get another chance to fix that shit. You know what I'm saying? So look at that as motivation versus a downfall, you know.
Right.
And my life experiences and everything I go through is what I put into music, and it keeps me going. That's what keeps me driving to drop more records and, you know, to put out more music for the fans.
Mm-hmm. So you got this motivation. Mm-hmm. You're on your fast track to dropping your first album.
Mm-hmm.
What was you doing before you got that steam? Because you came back from Atlanta,
right,
to Charleston.
I mean, I got back.
I came back because we in the QC.
Right. I got back into, you know, working, you know, a 9 to 5, you know, hustling wherever I can hustle. I'll sell anything that a nigga buying. Salute to Slim Doug for that line right there, man. And I feel it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, anything a nigga can sell, I'm gonna sell it to you. I don't give a fuck what it is. And, you know, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, you know. So, but as I'm working 9 to 5, I would do whatever I got to do to make ends meet. I was working at the dealership, you know what I'm saying? I was washing cars, detailing cars, you know what I'm saying? One of the best motherfucking details in Charleston, I'll tell you.
All right. My little lame
Oh, I still got it now. I still got it, you know. And from there, I moved up in the company and became a technician. I was managing the shop, you know, so I had about 8 cats under me. You know, it's like an oil change line, you know, rotate tires, change oils, you know, transmission fluid, you know the main stuff to keep your car rolling and maintenance and shit like that.
Right.
And from there, I was into music, but it wasn't consistent. You know what I'm saying? I really wanted to, and I had this guy there. His name was Mr. Larry. You know what I'm saying? And he would always tell me, because he heard my music, and it's an older guy. You would never think people would take a fawn to you. You know, because, you know, people judge you for who you are, how you look, and you would never thought that this cat would listen to my music and the lyrics that I was putting out. And he told me one day, he said, you got a beautiful voice. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's what he told me. He said, you got a beautiful voice. He said, you know, I ain't too far on the lyrics, but you got a beautiful voice, you know. And he said, if you want that to work for you, you got to go get it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what do you mean by that, man? You know, and he was just like, you ain't gonna get it working here. So I'm looking at this motherfucking cat like, nigga, what the fuck you telling me to quit? You know what I'm saying? You know, I gotta take care of my family. You know, I gotta work. I gotta hustle to do what I gotta do, you know. But he was just, and I never knew what he meant by that until that one day when I left. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It was, I started elevating with the music.
Mm-hmm. So was it that inspired you to?
He definitely inspired me. You know, I didn't know at the time what he meant. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Until I stepped out on faith, I'm like, you know, something happened at the dealership with me, mm-hmm. physically. You know, I got injured, and
that was all you needed.
All I needed was a way out. I needed a way out.
All right. So tell me something about your music. Unique.
What
sets you apart?
My lyrics and my voice, but most people get mesmerized by my voice. You know, people, when they hear me, they're like, man, he got that strong, raspy, strong voice. But what they don't understand and see is, and some do, if they listen to the lyrics, it'll give you chills. Mm-hmm. Because I can put a metaphor on top of a metaphor, on top of a metaphor. And now you got to dig deep and be like, damn, I see it from 3 different angles. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's unique about it. If you just listen, you'll get what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I don't write music. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I literally will put my headphones on, close my eyes, and mm-hmm. just let it go.
Mm-hmm. All right, so sidebar, Biggie or Tupac?
Tupac.
He writes music.
Mm-hmm. Now, let's go back for a second. What I mean by write music is I don't take nothing away from anybody who physically write their music.
Mm-hmm.
Like pen and pad, cell phone. What I mean by I don't write music is I don't write it down. I go from the top of the dome. And you got a lot of artists that can do that. You know what I'm saying? Some of your best work can come from writing music, writing it down. You know what I'm saying? But for me, that was works for me. Me just going off the top of the head. Because I can sit down and write a whole song out on pen and pad.
Right. All right. So you done made your market.
Mm-hmm.
We done cut ties with Honda.
Mm-hmm.
We coming off the dome, spitting music.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about some of your accomplishments.
Some of my accomplishments are, I always wanted to hit 10,000 streams on Apple Music, 10,000 views on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I have probably over 500,000 streams, a total of all those platforms. And I know Apple Music alone is like 250,000 or some shit like that. I ain't checked the numbers yet, but that's a big accomplishment, especially coming from a person from Charleston, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're very much so overlooked. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of great artists in the city, man, that put out dope music, but we just get overlooked because of whatever fucking reason, people overlook us. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, nobody has successfully made it in the music industry from Charleston. Right. So you got all this talent striving to get out of this one little bucket. You know what I'm saying? And like I say all the time, man, I ain't in competition with nobody, dog. I'm compete with myself every day to be a better person, but may the best nigga win.
We'll take that. So do you feel underrated?
Very much so.
Why?
I don't think people will take the time up to look at my creativity. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, and I know I'm a private person and I don't put a lot of stuff on display for people to see it or hear it, but I take pride into what I do. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to music videos or recording music, my creativity is like phenomenal. And I feel like I'm not your average artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do what the next man do. I'm not going to do what Joe Blow did. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make this shit 10 times different than what he did. Yeah, we still in the same category as making music, but the way I do it is going to be totally different. It's going to make you be like, damn, you're going to see the originality when I do it. Right. You're going to tell, okay, well, damn, he ain't copied this or he ain't did that. He doing it that way. And it works.
So would you say that speaks to your ability to edit your own music or record your own music?
All of it. I'm from directing my own music videos to engineering my own music. I'm doing it all. Doing it all.
You got a studio?
Yes.
That's dope.
Yes.
All right.
I gotta have one, man. Like, I can't not be away. And it ain't nothing against people because don't get me wrong, I would love to go in studios and catch a vibe. Because being in the studio, a big time studio with all this shit that's around you, you know how people say the look. It is a vibe, don't get me wrong, but I'm more comfortable being at home. I can think better,
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right. I mean, that is a vibe. That's what inspires creativity, to being in your own world, your own environment. All right, so let's go a little lighter. A little lighter. Girl dad, boy dad, or both?
Girl dad.
All right. Yeah, girls, no boys.
All girls.
All girls.
Yeah.
Tell me how that working out.
It's a consistent battle with my sanity. But they drive me to be great, man. Like, they drive me to want more and be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, every day is a different day in my household. It ain't never the same. Something new's gonna pop up. Right. Somebody gonna say something new, do something new. Something gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what makes my journey in my life so unique. You know what I'm saying? Being a father of 3 beautiful little girls, man. I feel like ain't no nigga can tell me nothing about raising daughters. Right. Unless you got 10 daughters, yeah, okay, you might can give me some little advice, but if you ain't got more than 3, you can't tell me shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm seeing it a lot.
Maybe they just knew to stop at 1.
I ain't get that memo.
All right. Shout out to the girls.
Absolutely.
Girl dad. So you did a song.
Yes.
About the girls.
Yes. That was.
Tell me about one of the scenes.
The song's called "Daddy Daughter," and out of all my videos, that video was most meaningful to me and the most fun. You know what I'm saying? Out of all my music videos, man, it was like natural. I didn't really have to script nothing really, like, you know, literally like, oh, do this. It was just like, hey, we filming, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And the girls, they did their thing. You know what I'm saying? And we started filming like 10 o'clock that morning. We wasn't finished like 11 o'clock that night, man. Like, we went through the whole city, you know, just doing shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just about shopping.
Right.
Shit, we went to the little jump place where we jumping on trampolines and shit. And that's something that I do with my kids on a regular basis. That ain't nothing put on cameras and shit like that. That was something that they just wanted to put on camera, you know, to let, you know, inspire other kids, you know what I'm saying? And for me, I look at that as an inspiration to other fathers too, you know, so you're going to always get a lesson from Black Benji. You're going to always learn something this way here when you see what we put on the screen or what's in the music. You're going to learn something. If you can't learn nothing from me, you don't even need to even speak on me. Period.
Well, there it goes. But let's go back to one of the scenes. It was a scene with a homeless person, or
yeah, that scene right there. That was not scripted. We literally was in the limo pulling off from the restaurant,
right?
And the girls had money and shit, you know, playing with the money. And this homeless guy was sitting there, and the little girl literally looked, and I just immediately just down the window. I'm like, give it to him, you know. And he came up, you know, and gave it to him. And that got caught on footage. Shout out to Cray Vision for capturing that moment. You know, because that was something meaningful, man. You know, and giving back is one of my forte. Giving back is something that I love to do.
Outside, man, they never really did it. Still too young to drive, but I still let them whip it. Turn up every day. My daughters, they with it. Said they won't go touring. I'm on it, let's get it. A blessing in my life. I'm living, I'm breathing. Protect me through the night.
It was beautiful. So to be able to see the transition between the two, to me, it was teaching this generation.
Absolutely.
The generations behind us to at least give back.
Absolutely.
Because it ain't all about receiving.
Absolutely.
So, shout out to you for that.
Appreciate it.
So let's talk more music. Favorite artists?
Does it have to be a specific genre?
I mean, that's your favorite artist.
Man, I gotta say my boy Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson inspired me, you know. What a lot of people don't know, I'm a clown behind cameras, you know. Like, I like to laugh and joke, and I know how to do the moonwalk and all that shit, dog. Like, for real.
You gonna bust a move us right now?
No, I ain't busting a move. But I literally a big fan of Michael Jackson, man. He brought energy to me. That's where I get a lot of my energy from. Michael Jackson has a lot of energy in all of anything he did. And what I really took from him was his creativity. He's very creative, and I find myself following in those footsteps of being creative with music. Right. You know, because if I'm in the studio and it ain't right, I gotta find a way to make it sound like this, you know, do it like this, so it stands out. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way Mike was. Right. Everything he did was okay. If it ain't right, the littlest thing. You know, I even watched a documentary on him, and they were in the studio, not to get off track, but Michael Jackson was making music, and he wanted a knocking sound with sticks. And the producer was like, I can't emulate what you're talking about. And he literally had some sticks and started clacking it together. And it made a big difference. If you listen to the record, you'd be like, damn, you know, but he knew what he was looking for. You know what I'm saying? Because it was being creative. And I feel like I find myself doing the same thing.
Irreplaceable. You can't replace it.
At all.
Favorite song? Past or present? Don't matter.
Smooth Criminal.
Back to the Michael.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite album?
10 Toes Down. 8 Ball MJG. You can't not fucking bump that shit, dog. Like, I don't care who you is, dog. Memphis, shout out to Memphis, dog. Like, they produce a lot of dope artists, man. I'm telling you. Salute to Memphis right now. They on their shit.
Yeah, they out there.
They own it.
Yeah. Female artists and all.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Juicy Fruit, man. Yeah. She's a dope Memphis artist. Wouldn't mind working with her.
All right. Maybe we can talk collabo. link you up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you have a dream collabo, or is it her?
Definitely Rihanna.
Okay, Riri.
If Rihanna could hit us interview right now, man, I'm ready to work. Let's go. No bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make history.
Mm-hmm. Let's make it.
Let's go.
I mean, we might have to really tap into our connections to get the Riri.
Hey, one thing I know about Jay-Z, dog, he always willing to help somebody if they're willing to help themselves.
Right.
One thing I know about him.
Right. Good
So
man.
definitely a good man.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take that too. Music. Any advice? Up and coming artists?
Stay consistent. Don't give up on what you're trying to do. Don't give up on your dreams. Let nobody tell you you can't do it. You have to stay consistent, man, because every day is a battle. Every day we wake up is a battle.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to. If you fight, the way I look at it is the way you fight to stay alive. That's how you fight for your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So stay consistent at that shit, man.
Right.
And don't give
Okay.
up.
So your dreams, is that tied into your first album?
My dreams is tied into my first album.
Mm-hmm.
My first album basically was an introduction of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Of who Black Benji really is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Part of my past, you know, what I went through
Mm-hmm.
to get up to this point. I feel like it's very touching.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the record, one of the records on there that touched me a whole lot is Reminisce.
All right.
You know, that's one of the key factors of that whole album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a joint with you wearing the orange.
Yes.
Right.
And that was a real life event. That wasn't nothing I made up or, you know, that was, you know, because like I said, everything I do is creative. You know what I'm saying? I go off of real life events.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something that actually happened for real.
0 0 0 1 3 3 4 5 6 2. Yeah, that my handmade number. Think it to myself when I get it better.
Man, me and my wife sat down, man, and I told her, I said, man, I want them to understand. I want to give them an introduction of me. I want to be authentic. I want to be original. I want to give the listeners. I want to give them chills. I want them to be like, damn, I ain't look at it like that. I didn't see him like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, because a lot of people, you know, we hide behind a lot of our past, and we don't want people to know some of the shit we did or gone through. You know, because you know everybody ain't up to face that shit. You know what I'm saying? We try to keep that shit in the dark. So I told her I wanted to, you know, want this to be a balanced album to where, you know, people can feel me. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, give them some other tracks of enjoying life. Because,
right.
You know, life is, you're supposed to enjoy life.
I mean, like that video, Babe.
Mm-hmm.
And that gave you another side of Black Benji. What was going on in that video?
Oh man, listen, I've been seeing a lot of posts on social media with that specific record.
You winning, they hate it. The reason you on, maintaining, I'm breezing through life. Come on, you want me to be your man? Tell me the real plan. How can I feel the same? Listen, quiet, goddamn. Oh, that other note.
I mean, the movies do it all the time.
Absolutely. So what's different any for rappers and stuff like that, you know? But
they ain't like it's a tip drill,
right? You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, but even so, if that's the case, like what people
but
don't,
even if it was, yeah.
What people don't know is my wife. She directs 90% of these videos. She directed that video.
Shout out to the wifey.
She directed that video. Like people don't know that. Like I was more timid of being on set with this female. And shout out to Moya Hennessy 843. You know, I was more timid, you know, with that video because, you know, I mean, we both half naked. You know, I got my wife sitting right there and she looking at me like, nigga, man the fuck up, touch it. Fuck around you like you ain't never see ass before. You know what I'm saying? Like, but as a man, you want to respect your mate on every aspect. You don't want to cross boundaries, even though we got a common goal we trying to reach. But salute to her for literally understanding what it takes to get to a certain level. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it was a dope video. Shout out to Brandon B Films. You know, shout out to him. You know, he did his thing on that.
All right. I mean, it was a nice video.
Yeah.
Y'all did that scene with the whole video in Charleston?
Yeah. Yeah. We actually rented out to a Belmont hotel, one of the suites, and like I said, our creativity, man, is phenomenal. Right. My wife thought about it. She like, because that video wasn't supposed to go like that at all. At all. Even some of the scenes in there, man, was captured at the moment. Like, if you ever go back and watch that scene in the first part of it, it was just like, this guy, he was sitting in the chair. That was actually real.
I mean, he was looking.
That was real. That was real. He was literally looking at the female in the video. Yeah. That wasn't scripted. I wasn't telling him to do that. He literally was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And the cameraman, like I said, salute to these cameramans for capturing these moments, man, because he caught that. And when I saw it, I'm like, oh, shit, And if you look in the background, you had two couples back there kissing.
Right. Oh.
That was real. Like, that wasn't scripted. Yeah. I don't know these people from a can of paint.
Right.
He captured that shit, man. So, like I say, sometimes your creativity can just sit aside sometime and just let the moment take itself.
Right. Well, the moment definitely took over in that one.
Right.
Yeah. Now, you did a song called All That. Tell me about that.
I'm whipping the game, they call him a name. I feel like a plane, and what would you call that? I heard your gal is a fan, you see what I'm saying? Fuck it.
Salute to Jamel, man. He's a producer overseas, man. Salute to him. He's a dope producer, man, and he reached out to me. I get thousands of DMs from beats from producers a day, man. He'll stand out. He kept hitting me for some reason. He's like, man, I need you to check out my beats. And he sent me about 10 samples, and I went through it, and that particular one caught my ears, and I'm like, man, you dope, bro. That literally, I felt like that record was the next level up for Black Benji. Right. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that record was like, okay, I'm gonna talk my shit. Check me out. You know what I'm saying? And it went definitely dope, man. The video came about. I had a lot of people played in that video, man. Because I just want people to feel good about themselves. Because the record is a record where you feel good about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. And you just let people know where you at. You know what I'm saying? You all at. You don't never let nobody tell me you ain't the shit, man. Make sure let them know you all at. You gonna always be all at. And I feel like I wanted to put people in the video so they can make them feel like we went with a casino theme. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're in the casino, you balling and shit. Hey, you that nigga, man. You feel me? So that's what we want to go with, and that's how we came about.
Now you said overseas. Where you at overseas?
I want to say Algeria, like the top of Africa, but definitely a good producer. Dope cat, man. Dope cat.
That's pretty impressive, though. You trust somebody like that.
Yeah. I got my paperwork on our beat, though.
So you see any more projects with him in the future?
Yes, we actually got another record coming 2023, top of the year, first quarter.
With him?
With Kamel. Yeah. Definitely with Kamel.
Gotcha. So, now you did, you did a remake?
I did a remake.
With, Dark Clouds?
Yes. I did a remake with a cover song, Dark Clouds with Raw Wave, and it's called Numb. And that record really inspired me. You know what I'm saying? Raw Wave is a gifted cat, man. He's very gifted. He has a wonderful voice. He got a lot of pain in his music, a lot of pain. And we all been through life with some kind of pain. So you definitely can relate to his music, don't care who you is. And he definitely caught my ear with that one. And he really inspired me. So I really wanted to do a remake to that.
Right.
And that's how that came about.
And we like it when remakes come out. It just shows the creative side of a person.
Absolutely.
It ain't.
Absolutely.
I mean, some can look at it as paraphrasing what's happening, but at the end of the day,
yeah. I got a couple remakes. Did another one before this one. Was called Psychotherapy. And Big Boogie. Shouts out to Boo. And shouts out to CMG and the whole CMG label, Gotti and all them. They got a bunch of dope artists over there, man. But I heard his song mental healing. And that shit had me with tears in my eyes, man.
That
because
the joint with the man in the studio, right?
Yeah, with the kid. Yeah. And when I heard his record, all I kind of do was close my eyes and visualize my words and my pain on that beat.
The love was fake, but the pain was real. All the fake love I've been getting, it was up.
Little Breeze. He remade it for me, and that was a record right there. I feel like was another introduction of Black Benji.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you listen to that record, man, it's some of the greatest shit I ever wrote.
Mm-hmm. So would you say it's a mixture of pain and triumph?
Yes. Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. Always got to be a positive side to the pain. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, location.
Mm-hmm.
Outside?
Salute
15,000.
Yes.
15,000 audio?
Salute to King Maddox. That's another producer right there, man. I feel like he's a solid killer. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is he you know how you got London on the track and all them, boy, but he's like them, but he's like, I'm in the cut. He's quiet, humble, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like his music, was like very authentic.
Right.
You feel me? And I heard a beat. I was on YouTube, just surfing the net, because I don't usually go off of a lot of the YouTube beats and stuff like that. But, I went to his website and I heard that beat. And I'm like, man, this shit is dope. You know what I'm saying? So, we chopped it up in the emails, man, and asked him how much you want for the beat. And, he was like, give me an offer. So I gave him an offer. And he's like, nah, bro, I can't sell it for that. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, I really wanted the fucking beat, so I'm like, fuck it, time to spend bag. Right. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I sent him the money, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, to be honest with you, I did not know that record was going to be growing legs like that. You know, when I checked it, I'm like, damn, this how much? Because I don't really push it like that. You know what I'm saying? And people are actually gravitating towards it. So, I just want people to remember and know that location outside, it came from Black Benji. So if they didn't know where it came from, because I see a lot of posters and people be posting that shit on social media, location outside, not knowing. That shit came from Black Benji. You can type in it on Apple Music right now, and the only thing gonna pop up is location outside, Black Benji, nothing else.
Now you was selling some shirts.
Yeah, I was selling shirts at one point.
Shirt at? You showing everyone a shirt.
Man,
my location without a shirt.
Man, yeah, I was selling shirts at one point because I was trying to get that fucking record to Charlamagne the God, man. I was trying to get it to Breakfast Club.
Don't stop.
And I'm gonna try to reach out to him again. You know what I'm saying, and see if I can get that record to him, man. And yeah,
but I need my shirt.
Definitely, we got you. I'll make sure management gets you one.
Video today.
That's one of those. This is one of them things where I'm in a neutral zone with this right now because I don't know what should I do. Should I do a video or should I just let the record just keep catching steam? Right. And I'm never in a position where I don't know what to do. But this particular record is like, okay, where we going with this? Right. So people want a video. They really do want a video. So if I do a video, it's going to really be well thought out with creative wise because I don't want to fuck it up. Right. I don't want the record itself to stop elevating because you can literally tarnish something. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because like they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
So, exactly. You got to tread lightly.
The Cardi.
Right. Salute to Cardi B.
All right. So I know we had top producers.
Mm-hmm.
What other producers you work with besides Montana?
Salute to Montana. That's my boy right there, man. We like brothers, man. So he already know. At the end of the day, he gonna get on. I'm gonna get a record from him. So that's automatic. What other producers? Salute to Baba Uno, Trillo Beats. You know what I'm saying? I work with a good bit of them, and there's some dope cats, man. You got a lot of dope cats out there, man. Definitely.
All right. We'll take that. All the producers. Shout out to them. So we here, you here. Does age matter in this industry?
No, it doesn't. And one thing I'm gonna stand on is, you know, Jay-Z didn't start really reaching success until he was in his 30s. And I had to tell myself that every day. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't old, but, you know, I got a little age on me, you know, but I tell myself that every day, that it doesn't matter what age you are, success comes when you know you're ready. Right. You feel what I'm saying? And I take the initiative to, you know that you don't have to rush your process. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to rush it for nobody. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw that Jay-Z was like 33 when success really hit, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know he was that, you know, with age like that. I thought he was young, you know what I'm saying? So that lets me, that's going to always be my inspiration every day. Right. I always put that in my memory bank. Okay, Jay-Z wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't young, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't young. So I always go by that, you know what I'm saying? It could happen at any given moment. Right. And salute to Gorilla, that's why I love Lamar.
All right. That's a good way to look at it, though.
Right.
Because, you know, some people get caught up on numbers. And
right.
Speaking of
that,
I mean, you said something earlier. You said 10. I think you said like 10.
Yeah, I wanted to hit 10,000 on a certain thing, and I'm way well over that.
Right. Apple Music, YouTube, all of that. So where you see yourself in 10 years?
On a yacht. Hopefully on a yacht with my wife and kids, and just fucking living life, man. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying life. Not just living, just enjoying it at the same time, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know.
I mean, what's a life without no play?
Absolutely.
All right. Last one. Projects. What can we expect?
Definitely album coming 2023. I have to give my supporters and fans an album. Salute to all my supporters, man, and everybody who's rocking with Black Benji and the crew, man. Y'all been so good to a nigga, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of artists don't give respect to the people that got them where they at, because without supporters and the fans, you ain't shit. I don't care who you is. I don't care how much money you got. You ain't shit without the supporters. Everybody needs support on what they're trying to do. So salute to them. So I'm definitely gonna give y'all an album. Top of the year, single dropping. We haven't come out with an official name for the song yet. All right. We even switching up the covers so much times, and I you know, but definitely top of the year. You guys gonna get a single. We're gonna bump hard. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a video coming for it. So y'all make sure y'all be on the lookout. 2023 is my Jumpman year. So y'all already know we jumping, diving into success. All that.
We here for you.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to Black Benji. Y'all can check his location outside. Chuck down. Low Country.
All that.